So, myself, Dr. Shridhar, Professor and Head, Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Veterinary College, Shivamoga. So, we are conducting the Veterinary Education Update Series. This is the fourth interactive session. And this is conducted on today, that's the 18th June 2021 at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The topic of this particular webinar is opportunities for Indian veterinary graduates in the USA, and the Dr. PUTTAPPA DODMANE, who is done his BVSc, PhD and DABT, who is a top toxicologist, California Department of Pesticide Regulation, and the California Environmental Protection Agency, that's California, USA. So is the guest speakers of today, and I welcome Dr. Puttappa. Hello, you are there, no? Okay.
Oh yes, I'm here.
Okay, Dr. Puttappa.
Yeah, thank you.
I will have the very brief introduction of Dr. Puttappa. Before the Dean talks, I will just introduce Dr. Puttappa to the audience so that they will get some idea about the esteemed speaker. Yes, Dr. Puttappa is from Sagar. That's Dodmane, a small village, and he has done his BVSc and AH in Veterinary College, Bidar. That's also from the University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad at that time, during the year 1997 to 2002. And he has done his MUSc in Veterinary College, Bengaluru, in Veterinary Pharmacology and Toxicology under KVFSU Bidar in the year 2003 to 2005. So he has done his PhD in the University of Nebraska, that's the Medical Center, Omaha, Nebraska, USA, in the year 2006 to 2015. Of course, he has done his postdoctoral fellow in the University of Nebraska, then especially the same thing in the year 2011 and 14. Of course, he has got the certificate in project management by the University of Washington in the USA in the year 2014 to 15. And he has also done the prestigious Diplomat of American Board of Toxicology certifying course in the year 2015. So this is, of course, his the degrees and other thing. And of course, he has got a vast experience of the particular work experience. And he has worked as the teaching associate in the Clinical Service Department, Veterinary College, Hebbala, Bangalore. And especially, he has worked here for about 11 months. Then he has taught the clinical medicine in the clinical pharmacology and toxicology. Later, he has joined as toxicologist and pharmacologist, study director, the preclinical services, BBBL Mysore, during the year 2006 to May 2006, just for 3 months. Of course, he has worked as the team leader and designated, conducted, monitored. Of course, all these things he has done. Then he has done an internship program under the Novartis Institute of Biomedical Research, that's in NIBR, in the Switzerland in the year 2019, and worked under GLP setup. That's also in vitro model development. And also he has worked as the ORISE fellow and a manager in the toxicology of human health risk assessment, US EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, from the year 2014 to 16. And 1 year, 6 months he has worked. And of course, the current state is also the associate toxicologist. He has worked in the California Department of Pesticide Regulation as associate toxicologist during the year 2016 to 17, about 1 year and 8 months in the California, United States. Currently, he is working as the staff toxicologist, California Department of the Pesticide Regulation from December 2000 onwards till current date. And of course, he has worked as 5 years to 2 months in the California Environmental Protection Agency, California, USA. He has got 5 years of 2 months experience as on date. And of course, he has got many credentials under his title, especially he has risk assessor for multiple pesticides and for the California Pesticides Residue Monitoring Program. Of course, he has a DPR Director's Employee Recognition Award he has got for the superior accomplishment for the innovation of Ingenuity, that's the gold. And also he has got awarded with Best Human Health Technical Assistance Award by USEPA's National Center for Environmental Assessment. And also he has obtained this certificate, that's the Diplomat of American Board of Toxicology in the year 2015. And he is a past president, Northern California Genetic and Environmental Toxicology of Association, especially. And also he has worked as the editorial board member for the prestigious journal, that's the Toxicology Reports, which is having a very high impact fact, a very good scientific journal. So this is the very brief introduction about the guest speaker, today's guest speaker. Of course, he has got much more credentials. The thing is, he is most simple person, down to earth person, and helping the many students. So today we want to have interaction with him to learn about how to go to the United States of the America and get the education, or maybe to the job, or for the other purposes. So, with this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Puttappa to this online webinar, and also I welcome our beloved Dean, Dr. Prakash Nadur, sir, who is always supporting us in the conducting of many technical events like the continuous veterinary education programs. So I request Dr. Prakash Nadur, sir, to speak about this particular session and other things. Yes, sir.
Hey, இப்படி சுத்தின் போடா, இப்படி போடா. டேய், இப்படி போடா, அங்க போறோம், இதுல போடா.
Okay, sir. Are you there? Sir? Sir, Nadu sir is there? Hello? Hello? Okay. I think.
Connect Aktala.
Yes, you can. 1 minute. Okay. I think you can share screen now.
Okay.
Okay, when Dr. Nadu sir enters, and we will allow him to talk. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, you can go ahead with the presentation.
Can I see it now?
Yes, yes, no problem.
Okay. I think this is a better view. For some reason, I cannot see the Zoom window. It's like talking to myself. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, okay, no problem.
We can come back.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for letting me speak and interact with students, I suppose, and others. It's a pleasure to come back and talk to being an alumni for the college and the university. And I'm very grateful for going through my education in the veterinary field at Bidar or even at Bangalore. So I know this is a series, so you have heard from other people regarding different routes, how people can create their careers here. So I'm not going to repeat similar stuff. I concur with whatever you heard from Shweta or other people. Even Sindhura had a talk few months ago. So those are the very useful tips for anybody who's trying to do higher education here in US or any other European countries. As you got introduced about me, I'm currently working as a toxicologist, which is maybe when being undergrad, you may not understand what toxicologist means. So I thought I would give more information about how one can get into this field. As an example, that applies to any other field you would choose. So I thought I can be good source to explain what a toxicologist is and how and where he can work if you get higher education in this field. So with that, I will. This is my contact information. You can contact me by email. So that's the best way to contact.
ಅಮ್ಮನೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗನೆ ಅದೇ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಹಿಂಗ ಮಾಡ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಏನು ಉಪಯೋಗ.
So this is the disclaimer. Being an employee of a government agency, I have to say the opinions I express are mine and not of my current or previous employers. Okay, so this is a busy slide, but I think this will take you, this will give you a kind of perspective of how I ended up at the current place. So nothing is planned. So you go one step by one step. So you'll see how I have ended up here. As Dr. Shridhar explained, I am I'm native of Sagar, a small village 24 kilometers from city of Sagar. Grew up in a small household, farmers, and not a lot of financial resources to do any education, essentially. But luckily I got through into the school, JNV school in Gajnor. That was maybe the turning point that I can trace my success to there. And then, yes, yeah, you heard, graduated from Breather and then did my master's in pharmacology at Bangalore with ICR JRF. So this is important information. I think still ICR gives out these JRFs for people who want to do masters. So that's a good source of support for people who want to work, continue education. And I stress again that any work experience is helpful to grow in your careers. So I had opportunity to work as teaching assistant, to teach students, undergrad students at the Alanka Clinic. That was interesting experience. And then I worked briefly at biotech in Mysore. For my PhD, I came here and did PhD in airway inflammation in using human cells as a model. During that period, I also kind of got the taste of how pharmaceutical industry R&Ds work when I was an intern at Novartis in Switzerland. After that, so my PhD was more of a cellular pharmacologist, which means that it's not a toxicologist. So then I switched to toxicology for my postdoc work at the same place with a different mentor. And then I applied for ORISE fellowship, which is a training fellowship for people who wants to work in a risk assessment field, which is different from a lab oriented field. In this work, we are getting away from the lab, basically trying to analyze the toxicology information for the benefit of public health through policy and other regulations. So currently I'm working in the same field as a risk assessor, essentially as a risk assessor in the California Department of Pesticide Regulation. California is one of the states like Karnataka in India, but this is a big producer of agricultural goods, maybe one of the major producers in the world, and also has a GDP that is equivalent to India or maybe more, financially very sound, and with enough population is one of the major contributors for US GDP. So the California Environmental Protection is Protection Agency is one of the premier agencies in the world, and next to USEPA here. So under this, there are so many departments, and pesticide regulation is one of them. And if you have any questions, please write in the chat or stop me.
Okay, please.
So, yeah. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Dr. Puttappa.
Okay, thank you. So I pulled some slides to kind of give you a taste of toxicology. So who is a toxicologist? It's basically a person who studies the toxicity of chemicals. So the chemicals can be agricultural chemicals, drugs, or environmental chemicals, or anything. Every day, people are touching the chemicals, feeling the chemicals, eating chemicals, food, water, everywhere. So chemicals are around us all the time, even if you don't notice. A toxicologist is basically an expert who has knowledge, experience in toxicology in the sense that he has knowledge of toxicity of chemicals and how they impact the health of humans and animals. To enter into this field, typically one will have a PhD or master's in toxicology or pharmacology, chemistry, physiology, pathology, and other relevant biomedical sciences. Lately, the toxicology field is expanding to include a lot of computational toxicology experts, and they are contributing in a big way to make toxicology a big data oriented and help risk assessment and other areas of like drug screening, high throughput screening. So if you have quantitative skills plus biology background or biomedical background, that's a very good combination. And one need not have to have diplomate of American Board of Toxicology certification. Even with just experience and your academic background, you can be a good toxicologist. But having one helps for other people to recognize that you are one of the experts. So right side, this is a picture to show where toxicologists work. This is from a recent survey of around 9,000 toxicologists working in North America here. I suppose it's similar in Europe. So only 20% of us are in academia. So that means the typical road people think when you think of PhD as becoming a professor is not always the case. Only 20% people actually end up in the academia. Even Um, and in government in the sense like us, for regulatory purposes, for public health departments, for poison control departments, those kind of departments, they hire toxicologists. And consulting is one big industry that supports government and also the private industry, all kinds of consulting, pharma, the industrial chemicals, agricultural chemicals. That's one big industry. And people go into research foundations, obviously. This is not always like academia, but slightly different with the specific goals and what they want to achieve. And there are other, maybe just the communications. The pharmaceutical industry is another big industry where toxicologists are in good numbers. And this is the chemical industry, which means that the agricultural chemistry, agricultural chemicals, or environmental chemicals, or even industrial chemicals, and consumer products, where the companies that produce cell phone covers or computers, those companies also have to deal with the chemicals, so those kinds of industries, and 20% other. So we are everywhere, essentially. Wherever the chemicals are, we are there. So how do we play a role in the outside world? So toxicologists can work in different areas, industries, as I mentioned. Within those industries, we can say they can work in different parts of the process. A lot of toxicologists are involved in generating data, which means they're involved in conducting studies in the contract research organizations or R&Ds or labs. That's a big chunk. A lot of students after PhD, they go here. And people are also involved in reviewing these toxicology data and evaluating the toxicity of different chemicals. That's like us, where we get the data from different companies that produce pesticides if they want to sell in California. So they will have to give us the data, and then we evaluate that data to see if that is okay to register, or what needs to be done. In the chemical world, we call it risk assessment, but in the pharma world, they call it safety assessment in general terms. So people are involved in there to generate safe or no risk values. We call toxicity values. So these values are used for regulating the chemical levels in the water, in the food, in the working environment, in the air, everywhere. So these values are the ones that drive the regulations. A lot of people are involved in communicating toxicology information to the public through scientific journals or other popular journals. And obviously, our work guides public health policy. And another important aspect is to train new generation of toxicologists, because this is a on-the-job training situation. So unless you get in there, you are not experiencing, or you are not learning the in and outs of the toxicology field. So this is another part. That's why Society of Toxicology also has different programs to train new generation of toxicologists. Ultimately, our work is towards protecting public health, safety of workers, and protecting natural resources through protecting ecosystems and food resources and water resources, those kind of things. this is a very high level view. If you have questions, we can talk about more. This is me and my kids and my wife. He recently graduated, so he's a kindergarten first grader now. This is how they spend the time in pandemic quarantine time. So with that, I will take any questions. I know this is a I'm not able to get out. Okay.
Unable to get out? Okay, somebody is writing.
All right. So
Sharing, that's all.
what?
Just you can stop sharing.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Okay. So there are many questions, Dr. Puttappa, on the, I think you can see in the screen. So you can
Oh,
go.
I see. Okay, so can I start
Yes, yes.
hitting them and answering them?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah, you have to give me some time. Okay, so general questions. Best field where a veterinarian go according to you. There is no such thing as best field. You have so many opportunities to explore. I would say when I was at in the first year BVSc, I did not know where I would end up. Thinking back, I don't think I would make any changes how I ended up, but having people who can kind of help you or give you options is a one good resource. And the sessions like this are very good resources. When we were students, there was no real internet, so there is no real interaction between people in faraway places. So this is an amazing tool for you guys to get information, interact, and also follow up with people if you want. So this is a very good tool. Yeah, as you go through the BVSc program, you will realize you like one thing and you don't like other things. So you experience those situations. So then you realize you might want to go here. So it's very early in the first year to say which field is the best field, I would say.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
you can unmute mic and ask the questions.
okay. I can't understand some of the questions. Please forgive me. So someone is asking, Saurabh, how I went for PhD. I mean, licensing exam or any other. How much did it cost? Okay. So yeah, I want to make a correction. Dr. Shridhar might have scared you. So in there he put that I did PhD from 2006 to 2015. Don't be scared. That was not that long. It was 2006 to 2011. So essentially here PhD means it's for 5 years average, and it's pretty standard. In Europe, it's only 3 years. But there are differences how you get into PhD in Europe and how you get into PhD in US. So for your question, to get into PhD program, just after BVSc, I think is ideal if you are prepared in the BVSc. If I had the choice, I would have done that way, because we already have enough qualifying years of education with just the BVSc. And also, if you are oriented enough to one field at that stage, then you can pursue the programs which you want to enter into. So I would say when you are in BVSc, you have to kind of prepare yourself for the field you want to. So that's one thing I want to suggest. And for exam wise, to do PhD, as you might have heard from other speakers, you will most colleges or universities will require GRE and TOEFL. I guess that is still the case for most of them. I mean, I entered PhD a long time ago, so my information may not be current, but you can check out all kinds of websites and other resources. It's pretty easy nowadays to get the current information. For GRE is essential, and TOEFL is essential, that's for sure. But ultimately, you are not using only the GRE and TOEFL. So graduate program student evaluators, they use all kinds of criteria. So they want to compare you against another applicant coming from Europe or locally or even in other countries. So you are competing against everybody in the world, essentially. So your mentality should be like, I am the best, or I'm going to be the best, in the sense that you should have that kind of knowledge to have that confidence at that stage. You don't want to become expert, you can't become an expert, but still what I want to suggest is you have to do your own research. So nothing is taught in this classroom, or teachers may not help you because they don't have the resources and the knowledge. So you have to dig information on your own to make up your confidence, and then compete with confidence in the sense that you have attained some special skills by the time to help you compete against other kids, or you might have done a project that is very relevant to your field. That kind of puts you ahead of other people who might not have that experience. So real world problem solving experiences. Either you had handled a project in a lab, or you handled some kind of data analysis, or anything that kind of helps solve a problem. Those kind of experiences, if you gain being in undergrad veterinary courses or college, then that will make you very competitive, I would suggest. Those things actually we did not do when we were there, because at least you are asking about PhD. At that time, I did not think about PhD. So yeah, you are way ahead of me if I compare. Regarding cost, it depends on which exam and which licensing exam you are talking about. Obviously, you don't have to worry about anything until you get into a PhD for any other. So to get into a PhD program, you need to have GRE and TOEFL, which have some cost. I don't know exact amount, but you can find those out on the website.
Sir.
Yes, Nilesh, tell me.
Sir, what is the procedure to join masters in abroad, any country? Like after BVSc, how can I join for masters in abroad?
So there is no real difference, I think, between how you enter into a master's program and a PhD program, at least in the US. But people usually enter to PhD because even if you get a master's here, people again switch to PhD. If you use your master's for some other purpose, like to create a career in a different field or in a related field, then the master's is a good option. But usually people switch to PhD pretty quickly, even if you enter master's. For entering master's, it's the same as PhD. So, and there are at least in the universities I went through, there are few master's programs in the biomedical science than PhD programs. So, for other disciplines like engineering and other things, there are more master's programs, I think, and also they take more master students. I have seen for biomedical field, there will be more PhD students than master students.
And is it possible to work after my BVSc degree in abroad?
Yeah, you might have heard from Naglilavati, I think. So yeah, she is a good source, and yeah, it's possible. But you have to clear whatever the licensing exams and training, those things that require you to practice here. So your BVS is enough as a basic training, but you have to have the licensing done here.
Okay.
So yeah, I see more hands up. Shridhar. Shridhar, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
this.
Sir, Vamshidhar Raju here, sir.
Sir, I am first year PhD student at Gadwasu. I'm doing PhD in gynecology. I want to pursue postdoc in USA or Canada. So can you please guide me on this?
For postdoc programs, lot of people who did PhD in India, they come to postdoc programs. That's pretty normal. So for postdocs, you need to have your field defined in the sense that you know where you're going. Because when PhD students, the expectation is that you come here and kind of wet your feet and then learn and then choose where you want to go. But for postdocs, the expectation is that you know already where you want to go. So when you come here, you are expected to kind of produce the results quickly. Results in the sense you start addressing problems, conducting experiments or whatever. So essentially you start working here, not as there is no student mentality. I mean, you obviously learn as a student for life, but the expectation is that you are more of a professional worker than a student. So for entering those kind of programs, you can find out the vacancies. They are advertised pretty widely in the open websites or university websites. That's one way. Another way is you have to make some kind of contact with people you know in your field through your experience or your publication or through your connections, somehow to find out if you can identify if they have opening that fits your needs and their needs. So it's pretty tough if you're sitting alone in India and trying to figure those out. But it's doable. If you are already working in the field, then you know which labs here are the top labs, and maybe you can make a list of 20, 30 labs that you work in your field. Then you have a list of people to contact. That's one way to go. So yeah, there are many ways. At least I think I suggested a few. So hopefully those are helpful for you.
Meanwhile, Puttappa, I will request our beloved Dean is there already in the line. Sir, are you there?
Yeah. Excuse me, there are some serious problem in getting connected in time.
So,
It's nice to see Dr. Puttappa, our alumni, and looking at the participant, their curiosity and lot of questions and eager, and that with the pandemic, I think you have made nice organization of this webinar.
Yes.
I extend warm, thank you once again on behalf not only of the university and the entire student faculty, especially the final year students, not only our university. I'm seeing from Gadwasu, Jabalpur, and many other corner of the country. And you've given the lot of connections as well as information and contact details. Hope Dr. Puttappa will answer all of them, and if I find some time, I also request him, being alumni of our university. As Puttappa has nicely pointed out, during his days, not much information sharing between the country because of there is not much development in this electronic communication system and all those things. Now our students are very much lucky that they can contact anybody they like. I think Puttappa also share is from basically from pharmacology and having a toxicological background working in California. Our students from different faculty, he can get contact with our graduates or alumni of our university or any other university whose friends are there in California or any part of the country in the US. Hope I will make this best university. I also request Dr. Shridhar to share all the details, contact details of Puttappa and his friends, so that they can make best out of their career. To point out precisely, as you know, the country as per our Government of India reports from foreign universities, 51% of our students are achieving, going for higher learning rather than serving the state government because of their looking at the career bright, out of which about 20 to 23% are ultimately landing in US and Canada, some and partly in Australia, especially in life science subjects. And more so, the veterinary graduates are having a very surprisingly doing excel in their career in the US and Canada, especially in Australia also. And they're looking job in their own country. And this is the right time that you have made the contact, because as Puttappa has very precisely told, even they're doing PhD or MSc or undergraduate in our India, best time is to start think all these things at a final year students. I think you have connected the people there. I think Dr. Shridhar, I don't take much time. I once again extend him, Dr. Puttappa, wholehearted my sincere thanks for his valuable time and sharing his information with our graduates. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind,
Thank you, Shridhar.
Kind words. And
Yeah.
so, Puttappa, you can go on with the questions, especially
Okay.
a few of them are raised hand. Dr. Vamsidhar Raju.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, before that, I want to say thank you to Dr. Nadur.
Okay.
I might have not acknowledged this, but one of my inspiration is Dr. Nadur. So otherwise, I would not known about the pharmacology.
Okay.
And he has been my best teacher and kind of inspiration. Yeah, I have not acknowledged directly with you, but this is maybe a good position to acknowledge. Yeah, we were fortunate to have teachers like Dr. Nadur who were pushing us to do better. They knew that we could do better. Anytime, I remember, anytime they would get frustrated at us, kids would get angry, but I thought maybe they're expecting different, higher level of things from us. So that's what I felt, and I think that is true.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So going to next question.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Somebody are there to ask the questions, and whenever there are no questions, you can ask.
Okay. Anybody wants to ask?
Sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Please go ahead.
My BVSc, and I will be completed by next February, sir. 2022 February, sir.
Uh-huh.
Can I get a chance to do
my research work that is masters in USA or Canada with some scholarships, sir. Are there any chances?
As I said, if you want to come here for PhD, you need to
PG, sir,
have
PG.
scholarship. PG in the sense, okay, veterinary field you are saying.
Yes.
Yeah, any program you come, I suggest you come with the scholarship. Otherwise, it's pretty expensive here. Unless you want to fund yourself, that's another option. For veterinary science related, like clinical science related postgraduate programs.
Veterinary science, not clinical science, sir. Veterinary science.
Yeah, sorry if I don't differentiate the veterinary science from other animal sciences. It's been a long time. But if you essentially, if you are trying to get into veterinary school for a master's program, there are so many master's programs. I have seen veterinary students entering into preventive medicine, master's programs, epidemiology and preventive medicine, even clinical toxicology programs. Yeah, there are programs, if you explore, it's as good as any other program. You essentially have to qualify with the necessary GRE, TOEFL, and plus you have to show on the paper that why you are going to that program. So essentially you have to build yourself to go to that program. So a simple analogy to explain is like if you want to go and get a pilot license, you need to have pilot training before, right? So, or at least you need to know where the pilot schools are. So in that way, whenever you want to pursue any programs, you need to explore where those programs are, what they need, and then see how you can match with their needs. So I would suggest you explore. There may be, so veterinary schools, there may be how many? Maybe around 40 veterinary universities here, veterinary schools. So it's pretty easy to scroll through and find the information you need in a week. So you can do that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, Saurabh Shukla. Saurabh Shukla.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. You are from? Please introduce.
Sir, I am BVSc first year student from College of Veterinary Science, Ayodhya.
Okay, good. Ayodhya.
Sir, I wanted to ask whether for studying higher studies in foreign, whether college is important or not. Means, are there listed colleges for higher studies, Indian listed colleges to enter into foreign for higher studies? Or foreign countries allow all Indian colleges students?
Oh, that's a good question. So it depends on the program. For example, if you are trying to get licensed in the end to practice veterinary here, all the veterinary college you came from should be on their list. That I know for sure for veterinary licensing exam. For regular PhD and masters, I'm not sure they have a list or anything like that, but obviously they might check all those things when they admit you. But I'm not aware of any list or requirement like that. So yeah, I'm not a good person for that one. But I have not experienced anything like that when I admitted to PhD program, got admitted to PhD program. But obviously they check your official transcripts, like they want to request your transcripts through your university, not from you, like another copy of records that university has. They have to duplicate it and attest it, and they have to directly mail it to the university here. So that's how they kind of confirm where you studied and how much marks or whatever CGPA or whatever you got. That is one route they verify. Maybe there is new ways to verify right now, but at that time, I think that was maybe the more common way.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, Saurabh Sharma, it's over. Saurabh Sharma?
Yes, sir, it's over. Thank you.
Okay. Then Yashwant Naidu, please introduce yourself very shortly.
Good morning, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Yashwant from Veterinary College of Korutla.
Korutla, Andhra Pradesh. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir. I heard from others that there is a little bias towards Indians pertaining to clinical subjects in America, sir. Is it real? Is it true that they don't usually choose Indians in particular for surgery and medicine in particular, sir?
I'm not in that field to say anything, but I don't think that's necessarily true. That just because we are Indians. Maybe it is true because we lack so many skills and training in our undergrad. That may be the reason why we kind of not able to compete with local students. I think that may be the reason. And also you not only need the veterinary skills, you need the communication skills and other skills to be in the clinic. So I think maybe those skills matter more when they decide rather than who is applying and where he comes from.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Pawan Upala. Pawan, are you there? If not,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Actually, I am a final year BVSc student, sir. I am from Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University.
Tirupati.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Please.
Can you suggest something to get many scholarship or stipend in abroad?
I know we have that question when we are trying to enter into a program. I don't know what I can suggest to you is you have to ask directly if you are applying a program. If they are not explicitly saying it, you have to ask directly whether they offer a fellowship or financial support for that program. There is no other way to know that. I suggest you, if you are interested, and I mean not in the first email I say, but you have to once you know and create a communication channel with them, then you have to ask directly.
Okay.
That's good. Fine. Thank
Is
you.
it mandatory to write articles to enter abroad?
Articles.
Articles or something?
As I said, it's better you build your profile when you are able to in India and kind of decide which field you want to go into. So that means you can publish a paper, present a poster or something in a local conference, or do some kind of project. So all those things matter. So if you have publication or a publication that you are going to publish or already published, those things help. I would say to compete with other applicants.
Okay.
That's fine. Reena?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Please.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Reena Kushwaha, third professional BVSc and AHD student of Mathura Veterinary College. So my question is regarding screening exam to practice clinics in Canada. I want to know particularly about Canada. Is it similar to BVSc entrance like in India? The level of questions.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not a good person for those kinds of questions. I'm not in
Yes.
practicing. I'm not a practicing veterinarian, so I will not be able to answer those kinds of specific questions.
Okay,
Sorry.
we are going to arrange some of the speakers from Canada, who are all the alumni of Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Fishery Sciences University in due course. There are many, of course, Dr. Nirmala is there in academic and few are there in the industry also. We will arrange, Reena. So please be
Okay, sir.
watching. Okay.
Sir, one more question I have. So please tell about some opportunities or particular courses for MBA for a veterinary graduate, like agribusiness or something else to pursue MBA.
You're asking about Masters of Business Administration?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, any field, with any field, you can go to Masters of Business Administration, but I don't know which programs offer specifically for agriculture. It's general MBA, financial stream of MBAs, operations management. Those kind of MBA streams are popular. And to give an example, my wife, who has BSc and MSc background, did a MBA here in supply chain management program, which is totally different from what she learned in the BSc or MSc program. So yeah, you can explore, but I'm not aware of any specific agricultural related MBA programs. There may be, I don't say there are none, but I'm not aware of those.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, sir.
Thank you. Dr. Mujib? Dr. Mujib? Are you there?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Okay.
Good evening.
And good evening to my teacher, Dr. Prakash Nador, sir, and Shridhar, sir, also.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please.
Sir, my question is, like for doing any job opportunities in USA, is there any for that job also for any tests, an entrance test like GRE, TOEFL, like that, sir? In India, it is for university people, they are taking a net exam, sir, like that.
So you mean non-practicing jobs? You're saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here, no such thing. So the local hiring department or authority or person, they have a lot of freedom to choose what candidates they want to hire, depending on their expertise, skill, what their need is. So they will decide if a candidate they think will fit their program, depending on how the candidate performs in an interview or impresses them with his experience. So there is no real, like India is like large scale examination, and then you kind of make yourself eligible for something next. Yeah, I have not seen anything like that for regular jobs. But if they are professional jobs, in the sense that if you are practicing in the clinic, or if you kind of what you say, you are a technician in a lab that supports a clinic, those kind of positions, they will need the license. The license in the sense that it's an exam that you need to pass maybe once or maybe frequently, so that you keep up with the field and you are well aware of the current thing. So those kind of jobs need that license. Obviously, you have to go through the exam requirements to get the license.
So
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So that in this particular forum, lot of dignitaries are there from the universities and different universities. Of course, Dr. K.P. Ramesha, head NDRI Bengaluru campus, is also there. He is the honorable board member of our university also. So I welcome, sir. You are there?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shridhar.
Thank you very much, sir. So we are conducting such type of these webinars once in 15 days, and our own alumni like Dr. Puttappa, Dr. Nagalilavati, Dr. Shweta, Dr. Nirmala, all these persons have addressed the gathering, sir, as on date, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, then, Dr. Hemalata, what is the question you have?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. You are from?
Sir, I'm from master student from IBRI, sir.
That's very nice. Okay.
Yes. Sir, actually, I would like to ask, like, would there be any opportunities for BVSc students directly in meat industry or poultry industry in US or Canada, sir, without any licensing exam or MSc or PhD?
Since I'm not in that field, I'm not aware of it, obviously. But if
not in, sorry to interrupt, sir, like not exactly in those industries, like any other opportunities directly for BVSc students, like after their graduation, would there be any opportunities for job without any licensing exam or any MSc or PhD?
Yeah, sure. Why not? If you consider yourself as a regular graduate and apply to the jobs that don't need license when you are here, yeah, you should be able to compete with other candidates if you have good matching skills for the requirements. I would not say it's mandatory that you need to have this or that for all the jobs.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Milata. Yes, Prashant Kumar. Prashant.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. You're from?
Sir, I am fourth year student from Ranchi Veterinary College, sir.
Okay.
And so my question is, what are the skills we can learn during our undergrad that can help us become better PhD scholar? Like you just said, skills like data analysis and all.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything that helps solve a problem. So whether the problem is data oriented, the problem is experiment oriented, or anything that helps a problem. For example, if you are looking into data that is already out there regarding a certain disease or a chemical, then you can dig up and see if that is having any real concern in your region or in your current years. If it is a it's the recent data. So yeah, obviously you basically have to show that you can solve a real problem by conducting experiments or involving yourself in experiments, or as you said, data analysis. Yeah, any computational tools you use, you learn new things, and big data analysis is used everywhere now, even in veterinary field for every research nowadays. So Yeah, that will be helpful for you wherever you go. Data analysis one, like knowing how to handle a phone nowadays. So you need to know.
Yes, Prashant, you can go through the videos of earlier which are posted in my YouTube channel. Dr. Shweta, who is also from the USA and our alumni, she has in a very brief, she has mentioned. So it is in my YouTube channel. So you can go through that particular thing. What are the things need to be done under the BVSc thing, what you can publish and how to write a CV. All these details are there. Okay. Then Hitesh. Dr. Hitesh Ram.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, presently I am pursuing my master's at Central Agriculture University as well, and I would like to know how to choose a particular university and how to apply for PhD program under certain projects in US. I mean the main brief procedure to apply for PhD program.
Yes.
Yeah, looks like you did some work. So if you know which area you are going into, then you can, I suggest you find which labs are interesting to you, depending on the publications they produce and kinds of model they use. You can explore which you think are better fit for you, and then whenever there is you have to match the deadlines to apply, obviously, but before that you can find if they have opening in their team for a PhD student by directly contacting. And when you are trying to contact, you have to present yourself with whatever you want to pursue in the PhD program, or if you get admitted there. So you have to kind of express yourself, showing your interest, motivation, why you want to do this, first of all, not only interest. So yeah, if you approach and they have opening, they might say, yeah, you need to apply through formal channels, but you can keep me posted. You can, when you approach, you have to expect that those people who are handling a lab or anything, they are getting so many emails from other students like you. So they will be evaluating as and when they see any communication from you or other students. So obviously, you have to be patient, and also you have to be persistent in contacting different labs and different professors to find out if you and your expertise match their needs, and if they think you will be a good fit for their lab. So you have to find out. That's the only way I say to really find out. But also some programs I know they have a different system where they screen the students independently of the labs, so that they select a pool of students for the whole bigger program, like the university medical center program or a cancer program or something, and then they let the students to go to different labs. So then the professor don't have much freedom to select the students. So those kind of programs you can directly apply without contacting professors. But it's hard to know which are those programs. So for example, when I applied for my PhD program, I applied to different universities. At least one other university I got an offer. I had directly contacted the professor and expressed my interest in their program. But I ended up in a different university for my PhD, and that I had not contacted any professor. I had directly applied. So it's hard to know which universities treat the incoming students which way. So you have to explore those things. Also change over time. Like some universities may have this policy in 1 year, next year they may have different policy. Nothing is written on stone here, so you have to explore.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Jai Surya, I think you are waiting from much time. Jai Surya.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
My name is S. Surya from Tanuvas, sir. I am a last year, 4th year student. Sir, is there any entrance exam for doing our masters in Canada, like in India?
Canada, especially, he has already informed that he is working in the USA. So, in the next week, we are going to arrange some webinar, especially who are from our own alumni, Dr. Nirmala or the Dr. Veena, who are there in the different industries and also in the academia. So, please wait until that thing. Okay, Jai Surya.
Okay, so one more question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, opportunities in pharmaceutical and toxicology subjects, sir, in abroad.
Yes, you mean for becoming a toxicologist?
Oh, yes, sir. Like what kind of job do we do there? Like
that? Yeah, so if you missed my slides, I had the few slides there. So for toxicologists, you can enter to industry, whether it's pharma or chemical industry, or into the government, and also into consulting, all kinds of areas. But it again depends on your experience and your research experience and research profile. As it is in India, I would say there is nothing different than here. So in India, even toxicologists are in demand in pharma companies, in the chemical companies, even in, I think recently there is growing consulting industry there. Yeah, it's the same everywhere because chemicals are everywhere, I say. So you need people with expertise to manage, handle, and guide policy for public health everywhere.
So, Dr. Puttappa, one question is somehow interesting. 1 minute. Do Indian students face racism during the study in abroad? Somebody has asked this question. Yes.
That in my personal experience, I say no. Because news media, you read so many things, and also on Twitter and everywhere. That may be small incidences. You cannot characterize the whole country in based on 1 or 2 incidents. I mean, as a human being, people try to kind of categorize people differently, right? Even in India, I say we experience it every day, but we don't recognize it. Depending on the region, depending on the caste, depending on the religion, that's everywhere. Some level of discrimination that's not apparent or apparent, implicit or explicit. It's everywhere. But targeted discrimination, I have not experienced.
Yeah, thank you. And there is a question from Hasita. She is also from USA, and she is asking that she is a master's in pharmaceutical science in USA, and she has asked that is it possible to get a job in USA, or you recommend for going a PhD?
Can you repeat that again?
One Ms. Hasita, she has asked, or she has he, I am pursuing my master's in pharmaceutical science in USA. Already she is pursuing. Or would it be possible for me to get a job, or would you recommend for PhD? Already they are in the USA only.
Okay, in the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes.
So there is another issue when you come to study here that people usually don't talk regarding visa.
Visa.
So studying is different than working. Studying, you get the student visas to enter into university, but they are restricted only to studying. So a lot of people who come here gain their degrees and experience in the universities and go back and do well, very well in India and their native countries. So, I mean, I say you should organize a similar talk with Ravindra, who is working in CFTRI, I think, right, Mysore. He's well known. I mean, he's a good resource for people who want to go back after studies.
Okay, please share his mobile number and the email ID.
There are many other. I know my colleagues from Odisha veterinary school. They have gone back, and also my colleagues in PhD colleagues in Nebraska, they have gone back to Mohali. There is a new institute there. Yeah, so that's a very good option. I mean, when I came here, I thought I would get my PhD and go back and work in the industry there. That was my goal when I came here. But you change minds and you see opportunities differently when you are in different places. So things change. So that visa for work is different. So students, as I said, it's you get into university, but for work, you have to follow what the regulations for work visa here. You have to apply through the system, and most times the work visas need a sponsor. Like you need to have a job that somebody is offering you and ready to wait for you for 6 months, 7 months. I don't know how that visa starts and ends. So you have to be able to have that kind of job. So that means you have to be expert in the job, in the field that they want you so badly that they are ready to wait. Okay, so that means it's hard to get into entry-level jobs that way. So, but if you are here already, if you already have a master's and want to decide whether you want to work or do PhD, I know few of my colleagues who started with masters and then they wanted to work in the field, and then they decided to switch to PhD and then went to industry. So in the pharmaceutical field. So about the masters, I'm still not aware of people and also aware of what I can say, opportunities that are kind of enticing for just the master's programs. There are obviously, but if you are not satisfied with the master's, obviously I say go for PhD, and then if it is something that you are interested in the field, obviously PhD is a good option. Then you can go to industry. With the masters also you can go, but again at some point you don't want to regret not doing PhD later. So that's my advice. But I suggest you find out somebody in your in your circle or big, the first layer, second, third layer, whatever, to find out anybody who went through like what you are going through. My experience is different, so I cannot say which one is better or which one is worse.
Hi, sir. This is Hasita.
Hello. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we are hearing. Please.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
no,
sir.
about you are working in pharmaceutical. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So my actual question is, whatever I have searched for, I see just the entry level jobs as a research assistant in the university labs, but not the actual jobs which I get in the industry level. So would there be any opportunities with masters in the industry level?
The question has
I
been
think
answered
so.
same actually. Yeah, you have answered
Is
this
it the
question.
same continuation of the same question or a different question?
Yeah, it's the same, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Umesh
So,
Shawri is also.
can I get more information? Can I get more information? So, are you in a lab already doing masters, or are you in a already did masters and are you working?
No, sir. I'm in a lab working with. I'm still pursuing my masters. I can email you my information.
Okay. So, yeah. If you're already there and then you are eligible for OPT, those kind of visa opportunities, you can try it out. I say to working in the industry. In my internship experience in Novartis, I saw more masters people in R&D than PhDs because every lab will have more technician than the lead investigator. So there are opportunities, but again, as you said, those will be for the technician type and for the positions that help conduct experiments, those kind of things. But again, with the masters, if you want to go to the different field that is connected to pharma, like the regulatory field, the masters is more than enough if you gain experience on the job with other requirements for those jobs. So you don't have to have PhD for all the jobs. Yeah, you can. If you have more questions, you can email me.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Umesh Shawri.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, good evening, sir. Myself, Umesh Shawri, first year student from PV Narasimha Rao Veterinary University, Warangal, sir. So my query is it mandatory to have license exam if we have pursued masters in foreign, sir?
License exam is totally different than any degree. So license exam is mandated by the regulations here that you need to have that license. Doesn't matter you have PhD or masters or any other thing. So if they think that job requires a license, yes, you need to have that license.
Okay, sir. So after completing BVSc here in India, can we do our masters in foreign parallelly accessing for license exam, sir?
License exam is independent from any other programs, so you don't need to go or get admission to do that, right? You can do on your own. Even sitting anywhere in the world, you can start the licensing exam if you want to do that. So yeah, I think why not? If you can manage the time and effort, if you can put, then yeah.
So another query, sir. Do we have any sources for providing scholarship for Indian students rather than the college itself, sir?
Maybe there are, but I'm not aware of those kinds of opportunities. Even if there are, it will be very rare.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, Sarthak Pandit. Sarthak Pandit, are you there? Okay, please.
Hello, sir. I am from West Bengal, and I have done my master degree from West Bengal University of Veterinary Science. So, how can I get a job, and what is the procedure to get a job in foreign? If you kindly said about this matter, will say about this matter, it will be helpful for me.
I don't know how to say this. If you are applying directly to a job from there, obviously there are so many constraints, right? You are competing with candidates everywhere for that job, and also you need to make sure you have the work permit, visa, all those things. Yeah, so that is maybe at least what do you say, enticing option if you are directly applying for a job from there.
Okay, thank you. Then the last question.
If you kindly share the list, then it will be helpful for me.
What is that? Hello? You want the list or something? Okay, Sarthak Pandit, last questions, because already we are running, Puttappa is on the desk since 1.5 hours. So please, Sarthak Pandit. Are you there? And many of our faculty members are also there, especially Dr. Nagappa. He is an associate professor of public health. He is there. So Nagappa, are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very nice to see you on the desk. How are you?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay.
It's not me, sir. Along with me, there are many students in the list.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Nicely organized. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, Nagappa.
Hi, Putta.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Sir.
Okay, Sarthak Pandit, are you there? Or so many other questions are there, and many of them are the of repetitive type, Dr. Puttappa. And
yeah, I know.
Yes, yes. Once again, they are all repetitive, and they are asking which is a best institute in US to study the veterinary PhD, etc. University, in ranking, especially for the veterinary studies.
Oh, so here you have to go. I mean, when you do a PhD, you go to a program, essentially,
okay,
irrespective of the university. So university is the label is there, but what you learn is in that program.
That's fine.
So you have to make sure you like that program and like the work. That is more important. Obviously, university is important. I don't say it's not important. But just because of the name, and then when you go to a program you don't like it, then that's not a good option, right? So you have to see which program you like first, then the university, I say.
So that's fine. So okay, I think we need to end because many questions are there. Many of them are of repetitive nature, Dr. Puttappa.
Yeah, I see Dr. Boyer.
Yeah, he's there. Boyer is there. Yeah.
Nice to see you after so many years.
Yeah, Boyer, please unmute your mic so that you can talk with him.
Hi, Puttappa.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹಾ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿವ.
ಅನಿಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ?
He is fine.
Good, good.
Right now I am at Shivamogga.
ಹಾ, ಕೇಳ್ದೆ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾಗಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗುರುಗಳು ಬಂದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಬರೋಣ.
He's in Hassan. Hassan Veterinary College, head of the department. of public health.
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹಾಸನ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹಾಸನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Okay, okay.
ಹ್ಮ್.
You are not
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ತಿಮ್ಮಾರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ.
Okay, Sunil Kumar came. How are you? Sunil Kumar
Fine,
came.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir,
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸುನಿಲ್, ನಮ್ ರೂಮ್ಮೇಟ್
sir, ನಾನ್ roommate, sir.
Very nice to see you.
ಸರ್ ಅದು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ ನವೋದಯ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಚಾಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ವೈಡ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ನವೋದಯ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್.
Okay, good. Hopefully it helps somebody.
Sir, one thing we should appreciate about the Shimoga is that Kashmir to Kanyakumari to Northeast to Kutch, ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು 300 ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ. Really were doing wonderful work. Your team, sir, Nadur sir, yourself, and all of you.
That the credit to the dean, because he has permitted us to do all the things, and also to the university. Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Fishery Science Society, especially to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, Director of Research, and the opportunity, especially during this pandemic period. So it is given us the opportunity to interact with the people like Dr. Puttappa, really the resource persons. So they are from so much ahead, and especially they have guided us like anything. So this is a very good opportunity, Dr. Puttappa, and you have enlightened us how to go to USA and get the job there, and also how to enter the academy also. So that's very great of you, and you have spent a lot of time with us, especially almost 600 candidates were there earlier, and of course now they are left from different part of India, and of course some countries like Sri Lanka, then Canada, they were also there here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. From
So another thing people might not recognize is that when we are there, we are only goal oriented to do whatever we want and wherever we want to go. But after spending so many years, almost how many now, 15 years outside, you realize what you miss more than what you accomplished.
Yes.
So you miss a lot of things that you think were not so important in your life at the early stages.
Yes,
So you miss family, basically miss a whole generation in your relatives that they grow without you knowing them or they knowing you. So it's very, very different situation when you are away.
Yes, sir. That's great of you.
That people have to recognize when they kind of go out.
Yes, you're all the hardworking students. As I was a faculty in Bangalore Veterinary College, so we have spent a very good time with you all, especially Dr. Shweta.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was a very
And you treated us well with nice evening snacks.
Yes, yes.
Everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Best time I have spent is with you all persons, especially in Bangalore Veterinary College. I worked for 15 years, but I could get very good company of you all. So that's fine. So shall we end here? Because
yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. Because I think
if people have specific questions, they will be motivated to write emails.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I have a question, sir. One more last question, please, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, if we have a BVSc in US, will they consider as a vet graduate or just like a pre-vet graduate?
DVM.
I don't know exactly how to say this. So if I compare how people get into veterinary programs here, so in India it's different. So in India you do 12th standard and then go directly to veterinary. Here veterinary is a professional degree, so they have to have 4 years of other degree before they can get into veterinary degree. I think that's the norm. So that's why it's hard to, it's not I mean, it's not correct to say we are equal in the sense of the knowledge and how we go through the to get a degree, BVSc degree or here DVM. So that's a major difference. So that's why to make the level playing field equal for everybody who come from outside, they have the licensing exam to make sure people outside have the necessary training and knowledge to practice here.
So that's
thank you, sir. Thank you.
okay, that's good. So now it's already 9:05 here. I think Puttappa need to go to his office and work. And
this is the office.
Hey, this
Since
is the office.
1.5 years.
Oh, that's right. So
yeah, I know. Today I felt weird because I had to dress up.
Very nice. So
yeah.
You have spent us about 2 hours. You have spent with your precious time. And on behalf of the Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Veterinary Sciences University, Dean Veterinary College Shimoga, and on behalf of all the students and the faculty members, I thank you profusely, Dr. Puttappa, who stayed with us a long time. And of course, I have shared your email without your permission because many were asking this thing, and hope you will be helping them through the email and other thing and a guiding force, because it is very much required. The time it is very much required. The students are interested to go outside and do their study and also to do some job, but at the same time they do not have the proper guidance. So your speech was of immense help to all the student community of the Karnataka and also from the different parts of the India. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also I thank Dr. Prakash Nadur sir, the Dean of Veterinary College Shimoga, for the opportunity given to host this particular webinar, and also the university officials and the students, especially who have participated from throughout the India. Many more than 600 students have participated in different forum. Of course, it's in Facebook or the YouTube or also through the Zoom. So I also thank them, and of course my faculty members of different constituent colleges of Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Fisheries Sciences University. I also thank them, and especially I am thankful to our own college faculty, sir. So have a good day. I think in the US it's day, no? So it is night.
Yeah, it's morning.
Everybody have a good day and good wishes to you all. And of course, let us conclude the particular webinar. And in the future also, Dr. Puttappa, a request with you is, if any good resource persons are there, like you there in the industry, etc., and equine practitioners or any other persons who can enlighten us in different aspects, you can call me or you can mail me at any time. Okay.
Yes, so so in my contemporaries, like people I overlapped in the BVSc or MUSc, there are so many people here who are eager to help if people have trouble or want more information. Yeah, definitely we can get together and help not only regarding the career options for students, but also people who are already there, who are trying to enrich their knowledge, which kind of the things we learned here can be shared with them to enrich their knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much for joining. And you have any last words to the students who participated here? How to study and go ahead with the thing?
They might have heard from everybody they meet. Yeah, nothing different. One thing I practice, or at least I unknowingly practice, I say, is that I tried my best to do learn as much as I can and do as much as work as I can at every stage. So that kind of creates a platform for you to jump off to the next stage in a better position. So it doesn't matter whether you are in the first year or second year. If you do well in the first year, then that's a good platform for second year, and that's the next platform for the third year. So to give you an example, Nagappa knows this. After my BVSc, I was not thinking of doing any higher education. I was interested in directly going to the job. But one of my friends forced me to write the ICAR entrance exam. I know everybody was preparing for the exam, and I was kind of lazing around everywhere. And then I decided, okay, I will read for exactly 1 month. Only 100 questions per subject. So then, but that was not the reading that helped me. The reading that helped me was the one I did for my second year, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Those things actually helped me to get through the ICR exam. Same way, even in here, wherever, whichever stage I'm in, yeah, I try to do the best I can. So I suggest the same for anybody who is trying to progress in their careers.
Anyway, I am going to put this in my YouTube channel so that it will be very helpful to the students, so that they can go ahead with this thing with your kind permission.
Yeah, sure. If it helps, yeah, why not?
Okay.
So this may be the first time I am on YouTube then.
Is it so? It's okay. Now technology has improved, no? So
yeah, I know.
We get utilized. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. And
yeah, thanks. And I know people are staying late now at 9:15.
Yes, still
yeah.
they are there.
Okay.
Many of about 60 are there. So have a nice day.
Yeah. Thank you, and you guys have a good night.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.